So it's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by WBC #1 and silver champion at featherweight, Nick Ball. Nick, how you doing?
All good, Danny, you?
Yeah, good. And we're going to be doing kind of a review of 2023, or your 2023 specifically. And you've only had two fights, but they've been two of the most important kind of formative fights of your career. You're still unbeaten, so you made it through. But let's start with the first one, way back in May against Lodomo Lamati, a grueling fight, and one that ended with only less than a minute to go in the final round. Just tell us your reflections on that fight before we get into kind of the aftermath.
That was a good fight, that one. Obviously it was 12 rounds, but it got stopped in the 12th, which it's good in a way. Obviously the ending was bad. The ending was bad. Everyone knew what happened, but for me, it was good because people were questioning whether I could do the 12 rounds at the pace that I do them, and whether I had power late and things like that. And it's shown that I can do the 12 rounds, and it was the 12th round, and I still got them out of there. So yeah, it was a win-win for me, and going from that, it's put me in positions what I'm in, hasn't it? Moving forward, and it's only only going to progress me, and I feel like it was a good fight, that one, yeah, and yeah, on to the next.
Is that something that had been bothering you, the people questioning whether you could keep that pace going, that activity going over the 12 rounds?
Yeah, that was bothering me, to be honest. It was not many things bother me in terms of what people say, like on Twitter and like all of the commentators and that, and because I don't really listen to too many people who don't even know about boxing, like who've never been in the ring. Do you get me? Like they've got too much to say, and loads of people were saying it. Can he do that? So it was just nice to prove them wrong, and yeah, and I don't. That's like they won't be questioning that no more. I don't feel.
Now, something you don't really expect to have to deal with, although it's happened to so many boxers now, is your opponent suffering a terrible injury during the fight. And that happened with Lamati. Obviously, at the end, he was taken to hospital. And from what we hear now, he's recovering well. But how challenging, how difficult were those moments when you found out that he was unwell?
It wasn't so much challenging. It was like unexpected. It was like unexpected because as fighters, you know what you're getting yourself into. Like I do. Like, I know what to sign for. It's like that's what it is. This is the business that we're in, and this is the game we're in. That's a fact going into it. So I know that, and it's either you or them in the ring on fight night, and it's more than boxing, in it. Your life's on the line, and because it's a fight at the end of the day, and no one wants to lose or get beat or anything like that. So yeah, but it was mainly like unexpected because obviously you never expect that. You just expect to win or get a stoppage or whatever the outcome may be. But that when he collapsed in the ring, and that was like it was just unexpected. But at the same time, it is one of them things. But what what can happen in this sport? So yeah, that's why we have to take it proper serious, and there's no messing about in this boxing. So yeah.
And then you went straight into another kind of potentially on paper, and it did turn out to be quite a grueling fight again. There was 6 months between the two. Was that intentional? Did your team feel you needed a bit of a rest in between the two after how tough that Lamati fight had been?
No, I'd be out every month if I could. Me, it's just this boxing like with the promoters with the shows and that, and getting people on the shows, and you've got to wait for your turn and things like that. Yeah, it's just, and in terms of who wants to fight, yeah, not many people are available. Like it's not that easy as it sounds. Like you could, I think every fighter would fight every month if they could, but that's not the case in this boxing. You've got to wait your turn and then show up.
I think there was some concern, certainly not from your camp, but just generally in boxing, that you were going to get a world title shot being the WBC #1, but having not fought anyone at that world class level previously. But then it comes up almost a perfect fight in that you get a former world champion in a final eliminator for the belt and a genuine world class fighter in Isaac Dogbay. How excited were you when that was presented to you?
Good because well, very excited, yeah, because for years, and even been doing these interviews with you for years, I've been saying like I'm ready for these world titles. I'm ready for the world level, but it was just getting a chance to show it with them type of people, and I feel like he was perfect because I feel like some people as well were like avoiding him because I don't know. I've been told I didn't know much about him before the fight. I watched like a couple of rounds of him, and because people were saying he's the same sort of style to me, similar style, and he has in ways, but so I had a little watch of him, and he's at that level, and he's fought at that level. He's been a world champion. He's been in with two of the top guys at featherweight, one super feather now, and it was good to get in there and show him at that level, with ease.
It was a bit of a strange one in a sense that everyone was saying, "Oh, it's a really good fight. It's really competitive," but all those same people seem to have you quite far ahead by the end. What did it feel like in there? Did it feel like you were winning all the rounds? Did it feel comfortable? Did it feel tough? What was your reflection?
Yeah, honest opinion, it was like I was in second gear. Yeah, it was like I've got so much more in me to show, and that's what's more exciting, to be honest. Because that was at that level, and I was comfy. It'd be all right just sitting here telling you now on the interview, like it was easy, and that I'm not saying it was easy, but it was comfortable. Yeah. I broke a sweat more in the fight before that. The fight before that, yeah.
Has anyone like inspiring or anything like that brought that next level out of you?
Yeah, I don't really know. I wouldn't know until I know what I've got in me. I know what I've got in me, yeah. But in sparring, that doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter if they bring it out in sparring. What happens in sparring? Sparring, fight night is what matters. Where everyone wants to see it, where everyone's watching, where the whole world's watching. So I hope someone brings it out on fight night, yeah.
Yeah, is that something you want then? You don't want to go through your career winning world titles comfortably. You actually want to be pushed to that level.
Yeah, I want to be pushed to that level, and I want to be making statements at this level as well, and really showing that I'm the man at this level and at this weight because I'm all right saying it. So I need to back it up, don't I? And I feel like the opponents going forward, they should be perfect for that and let me do that. Well, they won't be trying to let me, but I'll be doing that.
It seemed for a long time that you were going to have to wait longer for your chance. You were under the radar a little bit, but it's kind of accelerated over the last couple of years, and now you're still only 26, unbeaten, and right on the cusp of that world title shot. Do you feel like the timing's been quite good in the end?
Yeah, I'll never complain about it because you know you've got to wait. You've got to wait for your shot and your opportunity. And I feel like if you're patient and keep working hard with your head down, no complaining, it'll come to you in the end anyway. And if you always know what you want and know where you're going, it's going to happen. It's just when. And I feel like that's what I've done. I just kept going, and that's what I'm doing now. To be honest, just keep going, just keep training hard, keep doing what I've got to do, day in day out with Paul and the lads in the gym, and everything's going to pay off. Yeah, all the things will come to me. I let everyone else, sort that out, like my team and the promoter. Yeah.
And what is your understanding of the situation with the WBC now? Because you've won that eliminator. There's the champion Ray Vargas. There's an interim champion in Brandon Figueroa as well. Where do you sit? When's your chance likely to happen?
I'm not too sure. I haven't really heard much. I'm just in the process now of waiting for the phone to ring, and I'm waiting for the news. But I'm just in the gym training, and I'll be ready for that. But I'm not too sure what's happening with them two, whether they're fighting or whether Ray Vargas is vacating and moving up, and then that Brandon, you'll get it, and I'll fight him. I don't know what's happening, but either way, I'm ready for the both of them. So yeah, line them up.
Have you watched much of either of those or both of those guys?
Yeah, I watched them the other day. To be honest, I watched a couple of rounds of each of them the other day. They both got like a similar style, and they're like tall, skinny, and yeah, they're quite long. Yeah, they're good fights. Them, but yeah, they're good fights.
And prepare you for the likes of, I don't know, Navarrete maybe in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Are there fighters out there that you look at and you think they're the fights I want, they're the mouth-watering ones, or is it just whoever's got the world title?
Yeah, whoever's got the world titles, but other fighters as well. Like in the way, just anyone in my way, anyone trying to get in my way, or anyone even like kind of come up and take what's mine. Anyone really, yeah. I'm just into fighting, and obviously I got into this boxing to win a world title, so that's still happening. That's going to happen. That's in touching distance in it. So yeah, the ones with the world titles, and yeah.
Well, another one with a world title at your weight is, of course, Lee Wood. He fought Josh Warrington not long ago. I think we talked about it in the build-up. And Josh Warrington had the best of it for the majority of the fight, was outboxing Lee Wood. Wood started to come back into it and then was stopped, obviously, Warrington. I know he's complained about it since. From my vantage point, it looked like a perfectly fair stoppage. But then if you're on the receiving end of it, you're never going to feel that, I suppose. What did you
Yeah,
make of the fight and the ending of that one?
I thought the fight was good. I thought Warrington was winning clear. I thought he was winning clear, but then in this boxing you can't switch off, and I feel like he switched off. He got too comfortable with being ahead that much, and he switched off. And Lee Wood, he's he's known for knocking people out. Any late, he can get you late. He's got a bit of a bang in his punches. So yeah, he switched off and he got caught, and that was it really. Yeah.
And you're banging line for the WBC, but is Lee Wood for his title something you'd consider, you'd fancy?
Yeah, any of them, any of these featherweights, and anyone with the belt, anyone in line, anyone in the, in the direction I'm going to the top, anyone who's at the top level, line them all up, no matter who it is.
I mean, Wood's been talking for a while now with Eddie Hearn about having his big homecoming fight at the City Ground, home of Nottingham Forest, of course. Do you fancy that one? Bit of an away day?
Yeah, of course, and they're going to take what's mine.
Good stuff. Now, we talked about those kind of champions. Someone who hasn't been able to win a world title in the pros is Mick Conlan. He's someone you've talked about fighting, and I know Frank Warren's talked about matching you two in the past. But he suffered a really big upset not too long ago against Jordan Gill. How surprised, if at all, were you by that result?
Do you know what? I was made up for Jordan Gill with that fight. Thought he looked like a monster, didn't he? He weren't letting no one beat him that night, was he? And yeah, I was made up for him. I've sparred him. I've sparred him in the past, and he's a nice lad. And I weren't surprised. No, I weren't surprised. Just like anything with boxing, anything can happen. So I don't feel like it was a massive upset. No, I feel like just because Conlan's been in with them top guys, and he's been in with who was he in with last time? Lopez. Obviously, he come up short then, and yeah, no, I didn't feel like it was an upset. No, just anything can happen in boxing, and it was Jordan Gill's night, where and he took it with both hands, smashed it.
Yeah, very, very good performance. Just map out 2024 for us, your ideal 2024. So, how many times you're going to fight? What are the fights going to be for? What do you end the year as?
Yeah, 4 fights, 4 world titles, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Hope
perfect.
Frank Warren's not watching this.
Yeah, no, just stay in the gym. The main thing, stay around my team. Stay who was started with. All the lads in peak performance. We strength and conditioning gym with Tom. He like the way we do there is unbelievable. And with Paul and Ant in the gym as well. No one gets to see it really until fight night. But day in day out, what we do in that gym there is something else with the lads as well. And nothing's exciting times, in it. Last year was big, the year before was big, and now this year is going to be even bigger. So just exciting times, and yeah, time to turn it up a notch and show them what time it is.
Great stuff. Nick, always appreciate your time, mate. Have a wonderful Christmas. Obviously, not too wonderful because you're going to be in camp soon enough. But
Yeah,
yeah, have a great time, and we'll catch up again early part of next year.
sound Danny, nice one.